What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be one that's a little bit unique and one that I'm pretty excited for. We're going to be taking a look at the soon-to-be released Airbus A310 from iniA Builds. Now, they were kind enough to provide me with a streamer copy as well to kind of get some content out there for you guys before the airplane releases, and I would love to stream this flight for you, but my internet is just causing issues. So I'm here thinking to myself, how can I better showcase the airplane in a slew of content that's going to be coming at you from a bunch of different streamers and content creators out there. So I'm going to take a different approach with this video, and instead of just doing a flight A to B, we're going to do our traditional Airbus check ride flight in the A310. We're going to see some differences. We're going to see how it handles a stall. I'm really interested about stall recovery in this airplane because I know these engines are extremely slow to recover. And then of course we're going to come back and we're going to try to auto land this airplane. We're going to see how it does on an auto land. And then my favorite part, we're actually going to shut down an engine and try to do a single engine hand flown ILS approach. So I'm super excited. I hope you guys are ready to get underway here. I'm not going to be going through all the cold and dark startup procedures because I think by now, if you fly the A300 and there's a ton of content out there where you can kind of use the same procedures to get the airplane started, I'm going to focus mostly on how this airplane flies. All right, we're all aligned. Let's go ahead and get these engines started. Let's go to crank and let's go to position B for engine start. And we'll go ahead and start the left engine first. Take a listen to the spool up here. With these engines, we're going to wait for max motoring, about 22-23%. The texturing on this airplane is absolutely phenomenal, just like their A300. Beautiful wing texturing, engine texturing. That's about max motoring right there. We'll come in here. Yep, about 22.8%. Let's take a listen to fuel. Absolutely awesome. It sounds like we got a good start on engine 1. The blue start light is out. We'll go ahead and start engine 2. We'll monitor our instruments on this start. We see our N2 is on the rise. We could also watch the engine parameters here on the engine SD page. See our oil on number 2 is just starting to come above 0. That's a good sign. And 1 just came to life there. Max motoring, 23%. Let's go ahead and introduce fuel. You can observe the light off now. Oil temp is on the rise. EGT is on the rise. N1 is turning. Oil pressures are coming up. Pressure in the green. And we hear the transfer, or the start switch actually, I should say. These engines are just really slow, methodical. Beautiful power transfer there. I love seeing that. You know, in the real Airbus in general, the whole power transfer switching thing is pretty unique. Now, our screens don't quite go black anymore. I think their technology has advanced since the A300 days, but seeing that power flicker there and the screen transfer, that's just awesome attention to detail. All right, looks like we got a good start up there. We'll go ahead and secure the ignition start switch. We'll go ahead and turn the APU bleed off. We'll go ahead and turn off the APU. Should have had the beacon on the whole time. Since we're getting ready to take off, we're going to get all our lights on. And we're doing a 15-15 takeoff, so that's going to be 2 notches of flaps. I want you guys to listen to these flap sounds. When I extend to 15, the slats are going to start moving first. You're not really going to hear them from back here. But then you're going to hear these trailing edge flaps really start to move. Just take a listen to these flap sounds. See our flight control check here. Let's go ahead and commence the Airbus flight test. Let the engine stabilize. We're going full-blown toga. Looking for 1.639 on the E-bird. Absolutely love it. V1. We'll rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. There's acceleration. We're going to go ahead and turn off our flight directors. We'll leave the auto thrust engaged. And let's go ahead and commence a steep turn. This is old school for me. No bird. We could use the flight path vector, but we're going to keep it real old school here. Pitch and power. Pitch and power. Going to let the auto thrust work. Man, one thing about that A310, you start getting past that 45-degree angle of bank, it just wants to drop that nose. Lock it in there. A little bit of trim. Man, that is really interesting flight control characteristic with this airplane. You really get that bank going about 40 degrees angle of bank. The nose just wants to drop. See if I can get her back up to 8,000. There we go. But you know, the flight characteristics of this airplane are the way iniA has modeled them. It's just, it feels so smooth. I've never flown an A300, but it is extremely believable. Right, here comes our 360. We're going to go ahead and roll it out. I'm going to get rid of that forward trim. Now look at, now all that trim I had in there wants to go right into a climb. That's where I missed my fly-by-wire. All right, we're level 8,000. Wow, not bad for my first steep turn ever in the A300. Let's go ahead and get a little spicy with it now. Let's go ahead and disengage the auto thrust. We're going to come to idle. We're actually going to stall this airplane. I want to see how this airplane stalls. So we're going to bring the thrust to idle. We'll do a flap 15 stall, kind of like a departure stall. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep her trimmed out here at 8,000 feet. Really working that trim in there. Let's go ahead and extend the slats 15. You know, if you just pick up this airplane and you want to start flying it from A to B, that's a lot of fun, and I get that. But I think what really makes us better pilots is if you can conduct a flight test or just a training flight for yourself. I really think you're going to enjoy your airplane even more once you learn how to handle this airplane at some of its non-normal phases of flight, right? So here I'm starting to get a little overzealous with the pitch there. But, you know, bringing it to a complete stall and trying to recover the airplane, you really start to fly the airplane through its entire flight control regime. And I think that just makes you a better pilot. Let's go ahead and extend flaps 15 now. So we're 15, 15. I'm just going to go ahead and maintain pitch attitude now. We'll do a slight bank. We'll do about a 5-degree bank to the left, about 8 degrees pitch up. So looks to be about a 500 feet per minute climb or so. And we're just going to hold this here, about 10 degrees of bank now. I'm just going to hold this pitch attitude. We're going to let the airplane stall, and then we're going to recover. We're really pulling back on that stick now. There's a stall warning. There's the actual stall. Lower the AOA, get that thrust up. Wow, these engines are slow to recover. All right, there's our out of VLS. I'm treating it kind of like a narrow body. Recover the flight path now. I'm going to go right about 15 degrees. And we're recovering 7,500. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and restable the flight path here. Let's go ahead and bring the thrust back to idle. And we're going to do an approach to landing stall next. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the landing gear. Landing gear is going to come down. We'll go ahead and extend flaps 20. And we're just going to maintain about 5 degrees pitch here. We'll keep her in level flight this time. Let's see how much altitude we lose on this stall. We're going to go all the way to the stall again. There's a warning. There's a stall. Let's go ahead and recover. Lower the nose. Stand those thrust levers up. I like to stand them at 50% first, almost vertical. And then start really pushing it in there. Recover the flight path out of VLS. Get that pitch back up about 15 degrees. Positive rate, gear up. That's a little aggressive there. Let's go ahead and maybe try 10 degrees. All right, now we can start to level it back off around 8,000 feet here. Get the flaps back up, 15, 15, retract one step. Wow. That was a lot of fun. Just feeling the sheer amount of power in this airplane and how it handles, it's pretty incredible. You really appreciate the work of art that this aircraft is. All right, let's go ahead and rebuild the automation here. We'll go ahead and make sure everything is cleaned up. Let's go ahead and get our auto thrust back on. Let's go ahead and get our autopilot back on. And we're going to do level change down to 8,000. Beautiful shot here. iniA310 over Seattle. Out here in Boeing country. We're showing them what a real airplane looks like. .5 DME. Let's go ahead and make sure it does capture. there's our localizer live, Loke Star. Since this airplane likes to be real slow on the configuration, we're going to go ahead and start walking it back now. 133 on the speed. I'm sure we could probably profile that up. Let's go ahead and lower the landing gear again. We'll go ahead and extend flaps. Flaps full. We're coming back to 133 knots. We're speed, glide slope, Loke. A go around altitude initially is going to be 3,000. On the chart it's actually 2,000, but this airplane is so wild, I don't want to do 2,000. Let's actually, you know what, let's do it for real life. Let's just go ahead and leave it at 2,000, because that's what it is on the approach chart. We're actually going to attempt to do a bulked landing go around here off this Cat 3. See my rose needles here, that's nice. We'll keep it in map mode though. Alright, we're hands off. We're going to see how it does on this Autoland. I mean, it's got that glide slope and localizer just pegged perfectly. Landing. Oh, what a beautiful touchdown. Reverser's unlocked. We're actually going to slow it up here. Unbelievable. I was going to go around, but after watching it do a 48 feet per minute auto land, that might be one of the smoothest Autolands I've seen in X-Plane. Let's go ahead and stow the reversers here. Oh, you know what? I don't think I had my spoilers armed. Oh, absolutely buttered it. I'm upset I didn't have my spoilers armed now. Wow. We'll be sure to arm the spoilers for the next one. Let's go ahead and watch this touchdown here one more time. Absolute butter touchdown. Nice wing flex right there. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and watch one more. Oh my gosh, just dragged the tires up to speed. What a beautiful Autoland. That's got to be the best one I've seen in the sim. I think that's got to be the best Autoland I've seen in X-Plane so far. And I didn't even have the spoilers on. Alright guys, I know you're anxious to see the V1 cut or the engine failure here, but the procedure was actually so complex and actually modeled so much in depth that to avoid making this video about 40 minutes long, I'm going to go ahead and upload a part 2 coming at you here very soon, probably tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see that video. Hit the like button if you like this kind of content, guys. And until next time, I'm V1. Stay safe, stay healthy. See ya!